Welcome back, and get ready for the most magical video of the year. In today's video, we're heading to Germany to experience the enchanting and festive Christmas markets, traveling in style on a luxury river cruise down the iconic Rhine. Come join us on an incredible journey as we sail to 8 different Christmas markets.
It feels the most authentically German, even with the tourist shops here and there. But they're having a much better time, I think.
They've had a little bit of Glühwein.
Yes.
We'll be taking in the holiday spirit, sampling the food, comparing the Glühwein, and sharing some essential tips you need to know before embarking on a Christmas market adventure. Welcome to Travel at Random. We're Trevor and Ryan. This channel started out of a love of travel. We're here to share unbiased and self-funded trip reports, hotel and flight reviews, and travel advice. We hope we inspire your next getaway. Check out our playlist in the description and browse the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and subscribe to keep up with our latest content. You can also check out our channel memberships here and on Patreon for even more content. Thank you for watching. Now, let's set a course and find some Glühwein. Willkommen, or welcome to Germany. We couldn't do a video on Christmas markets without going to their birthplace. Christmas markets, or Christkindlmarkts, started in Germany in the late Middle Ages and due to their popularity spread across Europe in the 17th and 18th centuries. The modern Christmas market scene came about from a revival in the mid-1990s when the focus shifted from the sale of goods to a full-blown Christmas event. With a focus on the social aspects and a healthy dose of Christmas cheer, food, and the most important, the drinks. In this video, we're going to visit Christmas markets in Frankfurt, Bonn, Cologne, Düsseldorf, Koblenz, Rüdesheim, Mannheim, and Mainz. It's going to be a marathon, but we're traveling in style on board Riverside Debussy. If you want to learn more about the Christmas cruise, we'll link those videos down in the description. Along the way, we're going to be sharing some tips that we learned that we think will be helpful if you're planning to visit the Christmas markets in Germany, but many will apply to other parts of Europe as well. Pretty much every city and town will have a Christmas market, and in many cases, several. The main market will usually be in the town square or Münsterplatz, or Minister Square, which is the square in front of a cathedral. And it's usually not one market per city. Oh no. You'll find many themed markets spread across each town. Markets get busier the closer to Christmas you get, and they also get busier closer to sundown. If you want to enjoy a lot of energy, we'd recommend visiting after dark. But if you want to have a more leisurely experience, go earlier in the day. Welcome to Frankfurt. Christmas markets here can be traced back to 1393. For a period, the markets were closed to outsiders, and only locals were allowed to visit. The main market is still held on the Römerberg. The centerpiece is a 100-foot Christmas tree. This year's tree is named Frau Holly, a fairy tale character from the Brothers Grimm. At night, this main market comes alive and is a spectacle of lights, crowds, food, and drink. In addition to the main market, there are many other small markets that are connected together by small booths. Starting at the children's market along the riverfront, and then heading up through the Römerberg and St. Paul's Square, where you'll find most of the shops in a large double-level carousel. If you continue, you'll find the markets form a path through Frankfurt's main shopping area and ending in the Ross Market. Most booths outside of the main squares focus on food and drink. If you venture a block over from the main path, you'll find the Pink Market, held at the Friedrichstolzplatz. This entire area is decked out in pink and it's popular with the LGBTQ+ community. This market mainly is focused on food and drinks. Now, one of the most iconic and popular items at Christmas markets in Europe, especially in Germany, is the Glühwein. And we're going to try it in every city.
Glühwein is a hot mulled wine. This one's a red wine. This one's not sweet. I know some of them can be, but this one's a nice, just tastes like warm mulled spiced wine. It's good.
So think of the kind of holiday baking spices. Yeah, not sweet at all. It's very interesting. The mugs, you pay a deposit on them. If you want to keep it, you don't get your deposit back. But if you want your deposit back, you return it to the stand you bought it from, and they'll give you your money back for the mug. You still have to pay for the Glühwein.
Glühwein comes in red, white, and even rosé. Each Glühwein stand is a bar and will have a variety of drinks with and without alcohol. Beer is also popular at German markets. Each market will have unique mugs. You'll pay a deposit for the mugs. This is usually pretty clearly marked, and the rates will vary from market to market. We had mug deposits up to €5, and one as little as €1. Some places hand out tokens, but most did not. You can simply bring the mug back and either get a refill or get your deposit back. If you like the mug, you can keep it as a souvenir. Also, some places may have more than one type of mug, and you can request a different one, but note the price may vary. Now let's talk about the food.
A Kartoffelpuffer is like a latke, but it is a potato cake deep fried with onions in it. It's delicious and nice and warm.
Yeah, you'll see these everywhere. They're at all the markets we've been to so far, and they're pretty good.
I have no idea what these are called. They are mushrooms in garlic sauce, and they have smelled delicious. So we stopped back at the Frankfurt market one last time, and I just had to get a taste of them, and they are delicious. This is the garlic sauce, and that is as much as I know about them. All right, these are korkballens, or something like that. I think this one's the apple one. Oh, yeah, well, it's like somewhere between a cake and a raised donut with a filling. It's deep fried.
Frankfurt's markets are centrally located and easy to get to from public transit.
So we're wrapping up our first Christmas market here in Frankfurt. What do you think?
I like that the Frankfurt markets are all interconnected so that you can easily walk between them, and they're very different depending on which section you're in. This one is a little crazy. It's very busy and lots of people are out having a good time, even though it is a Monday evening early, and it's cold.
Here in early December, we were out earlier in the day, and parts of the markets like this one were fairly busy, but now they're really busy. But you can still enjoy it. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of them are.
As a first market, this was interesting, a learning experience. Yeah.
On to the next one.
On to the next one.
Welcome to Bonn. The former capital of West Germany, Bonn is famous as the birthplace of Ludwig van Beethoven. The charming collection of Christmas markets are made up of dozens of stalls that are clustered in various squares. The main market is held at the Münsterplatz in front of the Bonn Cathedral, which looms over the market and is an impressive building dating back to the 12th century. The stalls in the main market have the usual treats and shops, and it's relatively compact. There are additional markets branching off, including one that focuses on handmade crafts. They are relatively close together, and it's easy to walk between them. We visited in the morning as it opened and the market was busy, but not very crowded.
Second
Where are
blue
we,
one.
Ryan?
We're in Bonn. Bonn, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
Bonn Christmas
Okay.
market.
Bonn Christmas market. What do you think of this Glühwein? We're going to compare them all.
It tastes the same?
I concur. I'm still not sure I'm a fan of this, but
I think it's good. It is not sweet, which is what I kind of expected Glühwein to be, but it's nice to have the warm drink. Do I like it better than normal red wine? Absolutely not. But would I drink a glass of red wine out here? It 35 degrees? No. So it has a place. I would say it does
It could use a little more spice.
It has a bit of cloves and maybe some orange, but that's really what I'm getting out of it.
Okay. Yeah, more spice. I think just a little more spice, I think would be better, but not bad. And yes, it is warm. What do you think of the mug in this in Bonn?
It's cute.
Christmas markets coincide with the Advent season, generally starting the last week in November and run for 4 weeks, ending just before Christmas. The exact dates vary each year and by city, so always check in advance before planning a trip.
So we're going to try some flammlocks. We've seen this at a couple of the markets, and it's salmon that they roast over an open fire, and then they put it on either a baguette or a bun in this case, and then this is a garlic sauce and some lettuce that's on it. So let's see how it is. It's good. If you like salmon, it's good. Not fishy. It's well cooked.
Cedar plank salmon, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cooked on looks like cedar plank, and then the fire's in the middle. We'll show a little bit of video of kind of what that looks like. But this is good.
So what's your impression of this market?
So Bonn it's very nice. It feels more like a small German city than Frankfurt did. So Frankfurt felt like a big city with the skyscrapers in the background. This feels more like a small town. I do like the backdrop of the church, and obviously we're here during the day, so it's not as busy as Frankfurt was at night. But
It's nice that it's not as busy. Frankfurt was a little crazy at nighttime, but we'll see how Cologne is later tonight.
yeah, so we're off to Cologne next. Yeah, so Bonn is very walkable. There's a couple of markets that all kind of interconnect with each other. Definitely spend some time to kind of do a loop before you make decisions on what you want to actually buy, so you can kind of see everything. Part of the market had a lot more like arts and crafts and like handmade things, and then part of the market seems a lot more like what you would find in some of the other markets. So definitely spend some time to look around and then decide kind of what you want to do.
It's also very close to the train station.
It is very close to the train station.
Bus depot.
Yes.
So we came by the river, but the cathedral and the main market plots are very close to the train station here. So,
Okay.
And Beethoven music is playing constantly.
Yes. Well, there's a statue of Beethoven right on the other side of this Ferris wheel.
This is his birthplace.
This is, yes. Bonn is the birthplace of Beethoven, and yes.
After Bonn, we got back on board our Riverside cruise for a short voyage north to our next stop.
So Merry Christmas and welcome to Cologne. Cologne has some of the most visited markets in all of Germany, and you'll see why shortly. The main market is held at the Roncaliplatz, in front of the massive Cologne Cathedral. The centerpiece is a huge Christmas tree with a canopy of white lights spread out over the center. The sea of red roof tents are adorned with thousands of lights.
We're in Cologne, and this is going to be our sampling of the Glühwein here in Cologne. This is the main market by the cathedral. It's a little busy, so let's see how this is. Not bad. I actually think I like this one better than the one we had in Bonn. Similar to the one we had in Frankfurt. I mean, at the end of the day, they're all hot mulled wine, so it's good. I like this mug though.
The Old Town Market, Heinzel's Winter Fairy Tale, is a few blocks to the south from the cathedral, with over 100 rustic stalls spread across 2 squares. This area also features a massive ice skating rink and curling area. There are many other markets, including the Harbor Market, the Village of St. Nicholas, and the Market of Angels. If you want to visit them all, make sure you have plenty of time. Some of the markets are a bit spread out, and you can walk or you can buy a ticket on the Christmas Market Express. We made it over to the Market of Angels, and it was stunning, all in white. Star-shaped lights are hung in the trees, and the blue uplighting helps set the mood. It
is a spiral cut potato. I don't know how you pronounce those things exactly, but spirals, kartoffel, a spiral cut potato battered and deep fried and covered in barbecue salt. It's like a bunch of potato chips. Ryan delicately eating it.
Yep.
The Cologne tourism website has information on all of the markets and events. And there are individual websites for the most popular markets with detailed information. All markets will have different hours, so check in advance before making plans to ensure you have enough time to do everything you'd like to do when planning your trip.
Well, Ryan, how do you like this Christmas market?
I think I'm crowded out. I think that's my only impression. It's beautiful.
All of the Cologne markets have been very pretty. We went to the Angel Market, and the woman is dying behind me on the plague. So all the markets are very pretty, very busy. It's Thursday. We got here at like 4:35, and it was already very busy.
So it's very easy to walk between me and the markets, which is nice, and lots of options. Just be prepared for lots of crowds.
After the markets, we headed back to the boat for a quiet dinner on board, and the boat sailed overnight to Düsseldorf.
Welcome to Düsseldorf. This large modern city has multiple markets, and they are all connected into a Christmas path through the center of town. The main market is held at the Marktplatz in front of City Hall. This area was a bit more confined than some of the other markets, so we opted to spend time in other areas. A short walk up the river shore, you'll find the Bergplatz, with its impressive Ferris wheel and French-themed Christmas village.
Which market are we at?
We are at the Düsseldorf Bergplatz, which is the one with the Ferris wheel. Turn the cup to show the Ferris wheel.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Let's see the hood. Okay, so this is market number 4? Yes.
Number 4, halfway through the trip.
Halfway, midpoint. I think this one's similar to the one we had in Cologne.
Bonn.
In Bonn?
I'd say it's because not a lot of spice in this one.
No, not a ton of spice.
Maybe a touch sweeter.
This was the most expensive Glühwein we've had. This one was...
The deposit was €5. They have been €4 so far. I think most of the Glühweins have been $4.50, and this one was $5. So, I mean, the Glühwein's about the same, but the mug deposit. But this is one of the more adorable mugs we've seen.
Yes. And just as a reminder, if you don't want your deposit back, you can actually keep the mug. If you want your deposit back, you bring the mug back. They'll give you your coins back, and you can go on to the next one. You'll also see we're sitting inside of like a little hut. A lot of the stands will have these tables and huts, and when it's not too busy like it is right now, you can find a place to sit down, which is nice.
Adjacent to this area is the Roncalli, a tree-lined promenade that extends along the waterfront. It has a mix of shops, food vendors, and even some larger enclosed venues. Moving inland, you'll find your way to the other markets near the Shadowplatz.
Well, Ryan, what did you think of Düsseldorf?
So I like Düsseldorf. I like the fact that there are a variety of markets, so different styles of markets. So if you want kind of the more old traditional style market or the newer one that tends to have like slightly younger crowd, and you can walk between them, and they're not as busy as Cologne. Obviously, it's not completely dark yet, but there's enough elbow room. You can kind of move around and find different things.
Yes, they're very spaced out.
Yeah.
And as they are spaced out on the streets and in the little plazas, like it's easy to walk around. There's easier space for people to kind of hang out and not crowd everything. You can walk through the market easily, and it's 4 o'clock, so it's starting to get dark.
And it's a Friday, so 4 o'clock on a Friday. The markets aren't super busy. Let me put it this way: they're not as busy as they were in Cologne. Cologne was just, Cologne was beautiful, but it was just very, very crowded.
Yeah, we got to Cologne about this time.
Yeah. But no, this is Düsseldorf is nice. Plus, if you want to do some shopping, this is a great shopping area where a lot of these markets are located. So everything from like your big high-end stores to some big box stores, all of that stuff is here as well.
Just after sunset, we headed back to the boat for the evening, departing during dinner for an overnight trip to our next stop, Koblenz.
Welcome to Koblenz. Koblenz started out as a Roman outpost where the Moselle River meets the Rhine, and the name comes from the Latin word for confluence. Our ship docked right in the heart of the picturesque Old Town area. There are 7 markets spread around the Old Town area and a Christmas garden, which is a colorful, light-driven experience in the fortress across the river. This is accessible by cable car. The main market is held at the AM Plan Square, adjacent to the Church of Our Lady. We were here during the morning, and the markets were busy but not too crowded. The various squares and markets are close to each other, and we were able to visit them all even though we only had about an hour and a half. We started at the Josef Gorasplatz, a cute little winter village which is mostly kid-centric, and then we walked between the main market to the Münsterplatz, which is the largest area. Welcome to Koblenz. This is our first Glühwein here. We're in the main market square. It's early in the day, probably about 11:30 in the morning, so it's pretty quiet, which is nice. It's nice to be able to move around and see everything and not be pushing through a crowd. The cathedral is right behind me, and it is starting to drizzle. This is probably my favorite one so far in Koblenz. It is the best balance of like spice and sweet, and the alcohol burn is not there, which has been nice and different.
So we're wrapping up here in Koblenz. What did you think?
No, the market's cute. Is small, smaller than the other towns that we've been to. It is spread out a little bit. There's little small clusters here and there in the squares, but it's definitely not as large as some of the other ones. Mostly seems to be cruise ship tours and tour groups that are here, but it is, again, early in the morning. What do you think of the market?
It's nice. I like that you can kind of move around. It's not super crowded. Our boat got in
10:30.
About 10:30 in the morning, so the market's opened right around 10, and we're leaving here before it gets to nighttime. So I'm sure at night it gets a little bit busier, but it's a cute town. And if you aren't here in the winter, I'm sure it would be nice to be a spot to come and visit in the summer as well. But
the gondola and the fortress across the river look kind of cool.
Yep.
Yeah, we're not here at night. There's a light up garden that would have been neat to go see.
And off to the next market.
We had a short visit here today, but we do have another market we're heading to this evening in the enchanting town of Rüdesheim, and we'll be passing a string of castles along the way.
Welcome to Rüdesheim. This enchanting small town began as a Celtic settlement and remains a picturesque example of a small German village. It's also in German wine country. The market here wraps around the streets of the Old Town area. The center of the market is held at the central square, and booths extend along the streets. It's very walkable, but a little hilly. So this is a very cute little town with a main market square, and then the rest of the market's kind of wind around it. You've got our Glühwein. This is a requirement. This one's pretty good. It's got a little more spice than some of the other ones we've had. And it looks like a little copper cauldron, so that's kind of fun. And it's green, which Ryan likes.
We had a bit of a delayed docking, so we ended up with just about 40 minutes to explore before the market closed. This was a cute little town with winding medieval streets. The main square was busy, but for a Saturday night, the crowds were more manageable than in Cologne.
It feels the most authentically German, even with the tourist shops here and there. But they were having a much better time, I think.
They've had a little bit of Glühwein.
Yes. It's a wine crates Christmas tree.
It was then back to the boat for our overnight journey to our next market.
Welcome to Mannheim.
The main market is held at the Wasserturm, or Water Tower. The Wasserturm area is a nice open area with a good selection of stalls. We visited right at opening on a Sunday, and the market was popular with locals.
Ooh, this one's good. I like this one. This is probably one of the better ones we've had.
Yes. Oh, that's got a lot of spice to it.
Good amount of spice in this one. Not super sweet, and the wine is wine's pretty good. I like this one.
Another tip, bring cash. Some vendors will accept credit cards, but having cash, even as a backup, is a good idea. Also, bring small bills and coins. You'll accumulate a lot of 1 and 2 euro coins from mug deposits, and it's faster to get your deposit back without dealing with a credit card. We will note, some places like Cologne had stalls with card-only signs. So make sure you also have a credit card handy, preferably one without foreign transaction fees.
It's a tower cake, but it has a funny name like, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, Slovenian. But it is a baked tower cake with cinnamon and sugar on it, which is exciting because all the other ones we've seen are fried. So, whoop, my goodness. It's kind of like, what's a biscuit dough? Maybe it's brioche. I like it. It's kind of doughy, but I like doughy bread. And they grill this one over with charcoal, I think.
We didn't know about it beforehand, but we stumbled upon another small fairy tale market a few blocks away. This one was in the Parade Platz Square, which had animatronic displays and a witch's bar. But mainly, this was for children.
This is Ryan. What did you think of the Mannheimer Christmas market?
It was nice. I like, it's not huge. It's kind of compact. It surrounds the Wasser Tower here in the city. And it was actually a pretty good mix of what seemed like some local merchants as well as some smaller stands that it seemed less commercialized. Everything felt a little bit more local here. I liked it.
Yes, it was less crowded. I mean, obviously it's Sunday morning.
Yes.
Lots of locals getting their Glühwein before their day.
Probably the best Glühwein we've had so far.
Yes.
I like this market, and not super crowded right now. Obviously, in the evening it probably will get a little bit more crowded, but this wasn't bad. I liked it.
Yeah. And the Wasser Tower, the large old
Nice backdrop.
water tower, lights up at night, so that's got to be a pretty sight to see. Unfortunately, we are hopping back on our boat to leave before 1, so...
Yes, we'll be back on the Rhine, so
No.
But I like it. It's good.
In Mannheim, the mooring spot for river cruises is a bit of a walk, about 1.5 miles. It was a Sunday and most everything was closed, but the walk was mostly down a pedestrian-friendly avenue with shops and restaurants. So back to the boat for one last stop.
Welcome to Mainz. The main market is held at the Domplatz, or Cathedral Square, in front of the cathedral. There are 5 additional market locations around town. We had visited the area earlier in the week before the market opened and explored it a bit. The bright red sandstone cathedral serves as a backdrop for the little rustic wooden stalls, and at night, with the uplights, it was even more dramatic. The Christmas lights in the center form a tent of light over the market.
The rain didn't keep the visitors away. 2 squares around the cathedral have a good selection of shops, but due to the rain, we didn't venture too far. The Glühwein here had the least expensive deposit we encountered at only €1. We had taken a guided tour from the cruise, which ended at the market, and we took our guide's recommendation for his favorite stall.
And welcome to a rainy Mainz. This is the last night of our river cruise, and we have more Glühwein. How is it?
It's good. This one was marketed as bio Glühwein, which I think is organic kind of thing. It's got some good kick, maybe cinnamon, cloves, more forward than some of the other ones. Does not taste sweet at all.
Excellent.
So
Fantastic. This market, it's busy. It's a Sunday night, but still room to walk around, and the rain hasn't kept the crowds away. So everyone's out here enjoying it. Don't joke.
it's a little spicy.
Visiting the Christmas markets in Germany is a great way to get into the holiday spirit. We took a river cruise, but don't feel like you need to go to every city. Overall, you'll find a lot of the same staples in all markets. So take some time to walk around and see if there are unique local crafts or food. Since there are a lot of common things, don't be afraid to walk around before making a purchase. Prices will vary, and if you are looking for a Glühwein mug, scout around to find the one you like.
So we've just wrapped up a week of Christmas markets all across Germany, all up and down the Rhine. We're back here in Frankfurt, wrap things up. What did you think?
I'm glad we came and did this experience. The markets are definitely a festive vibe. They're getting busier now that we're getting a little closer to Christmas.
We were in this market in Frankfurt a week ago, about the same time of day, and it wasn't very busy at all. Now it is hopping. You can't tell because there's a building behind us, but on the other side, people are definitely in the festive mood.
Yes. Which was your favorite market?
I would say, I think we both have the same favorite. I liked Bonn.
I liked Bonn.
Dusseldorf was a lot of fun too. Dusseldorf is a beautiful location, so I liked
Dusseldorf was great at the time of day and the weather that we were, like, I think it all just kind of came together for that one because we had the most time there too. So
Yeah.
we really got to explore that one. But we were able to find quiet places and busy places and festive places and modern places, and it was kind of all of it.
Yeah, and I know it's not what a lot of people think of when it comes to the German Christmas market, but I actually kind of like Frankfurt as well, just because like kind of start here and just keep going all the way to the river. And there's a bunch of, you can find a quieter spot if you need to, and
Yes.
it's not as, plus it's a big city,
It's
so.
spread out, but you don't ever actually have to leave it to find another one.
Yep.
We found that we preferred the mid-afternoon times. The markets were bustling, but it was easy to get around and easy to see everything. If you are looking for a party, you'll want to come later in the evening. At night, the markets are also all lit up, so they're worth seeing after sunset. So thank you for making it to the end of the video. Please hit that like and subscribe, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays, and until the next adventure.